You can either have a business that's like a clunky old car that barely makes any money, or you can have a supercharged sports car that runs to perfection and gets you to where you want to go fast. So let's talk about increasing your revenue. When I build companies or work with someone to build theirs, I use the same systems and that turbocharged Google from its humble beginnings to the behemoth that it is now. It's also the same approach and the same systematic approach that companies like Dropbox, LinkedIn, Oracle, Spotify, Twitter, BMW, Disney, Exxon, and Samsung, just to name a few, have all used and still do use. And there's a reason they all use a similar structure. That's because it works. Most business owners have some idea of what they want to do. They have some idea of how much money they'd like to make. They have some idea of the direction they'd like to go. They have some idea of what they'd like to achieve. The problem is they don't know how to get there. Not only do they not know how to get there, they see the way forward as dangerous and are afraid of making mistakes. So if you look at our image, you've got you on the left, and you've got where you want to get to on the side, on the right-hand side, and the dangers in between. What I have found is that most businesses, they hit a wall at some point. So for example, let's say that you've got $2 million in revenue, you kind of hit a plateau at that point, because the skills that got you to that $2 million a year are not the same skills that you need to get to, say, $5 million per year. In fact, many businesses make less profit during that transition period because the next level that they have to go to, the next step that they want to go to, it requires them to invest more into the business. Maybe they have to get different types of software. For example, they might want to introduce Salesforce, or maybe they want to invest in infrastructure, or maybe they need more staff. But that can all affect their cash flow. So that transition period can actually be a very difficult time. The biggest problem is at this stage is that you don't know what you don't know. I'll say that again. You don't know what you don't know. And the reason that you've hit that plateau is normally because you've reached the limitation of your knowledge or the knowledge of those around you. So let's think about this. And most businesses, in fact, all of the money, all of the energy, all of the enthusiasm, all of the commitment, and all of the focus is strongest when you start. That all decreases as time goes on. And this is very important. The longer it takes you to succeed, the less likely you are to succeed. So, what you need is a strategy to get you to the other side of that uncertainty. And that is what is called a bridge, a strategic bridge to help you scale and increase your business. You can have a look at the image again. We've got the nice little strategy bridge there. So let's look at strategy number one. Most people have two different types of numbers that they should be looking at. Some people are not looking at any numbers. But there is leading indicators and lagging indicators. In terms of growth and scale, the leading indicators are the numbers you should be focused on. For example, the number of prospects coming into your business, or the number of affiliates you have promoting your products. Each of those are leading indicators. They are a predictor of revenue for the months ahead. So any number that helps you predict future revenue is a leading indicator. Accounting, for example, is a lagging indicator. It tells you what's already happened. I think of leading indicators as pivot points. Focusing on the leading indicators will tell you where there is potential leverage. That's leverage where you can scale. And if you're not sure what your leading indicator is, ask yourself this question. If you only had 30 days to save your business, just 30 days, and you had to pick one thing in your business that would help you do that, that one thing is probably the leading indicator, and it's the point where there is most leverage for your business. It's also the place where you should be paying a lot of attention to.